Hey guys, Andrew here. I just wanted to extend a thank you to all of you guys who participated in my Instagram 4K giveaway. If you guys didn't know about that, I basically hit 4K followers on Instagram, and then I had the survey, and it took most people the better part of an hour to fill it out. There were over 250 responses, and all of it is just me asking how I can improve my services for you guys, so I can just continue to give you guys the best. I read through each and every one of them. All of them were super helpful, and then there were a couple things I would like to address in the survey with you guys, just to touch base so that we're all on the same page and I can be a little more transparent about some things here. So first we're going to talk about my biggest flaws. One of the questions that I really paid attention to in the surveys was what are the flaws of AV figures? The two most common bits that came up were my prices and turnaround time. So regarding prices, as most of you know, my clones go for like 40 to 60 bucks on my site, and I understand that's like probably twice the amount that you can get for most people. Like Cloniers Customs, you charge like anywhere between like 20 and 30. Minifigs for you is like 25, 35-ish range, and then you got me, I'm like 40 to 60. I'm not even printed, but the main selling point for that is because it's all handmade, it's all decaled, as you guys know. I hand make each and every one of the figures. It takes some of them like 3-4 hours to make, so it wasn't worth the time it took when I used to sell them for like $20 or $30. I also was not able to keep up with orders back then, so it was simple supply and demand. You know, economics, it goes like if you have too much demand, you have to up the price so that the way the demand goes down. And this has been a more or less sustainable business model that I've been able to keep up with. I understand that I disenfranchise a lot of buyers, but buying decals has never ever been easier. They're like $250 per. They're organized really easily, and they're really cheap to make figures. If you buy the parts, it's maybe like what, $6-7 for an entire figure, and then you can just make it yourself. And you save money, and you spend less than something you would spend at like Minifigs for You or Cloniers Customs or something like that. So I understand they're really expensive right now, but because they're handmade and I can't keep up with the demand, I have to raise them. I have to keep the prices at where they are now. So there's not much I can do about that at this point in time. So regarding the turnaround time, this is kind of like a one-man army type deal. I design, I apply, and I ship everything. However, because you guys are really concerned about the turnaround time, I've elected to recruit some extra team members. So I've teamed up with the Wolfpack Customs and Republic Scout 722. These are two very talented individuals who I found on Instagram who are able to apply my decals that meet my quality standards. So they're going to be helping me process orders, and you guys are going to be getting some quality figures faster because I'm going to be teaming up with them. They're called my AV Cloniers because, you know, they make clones with me. And they also get paid for all this stuff, so it's not like slave labor or anything. So you guys are going to be able to get your stuff faster. So next I would like to address the current standing of AV figures. We're in a bit of a weird transition phase because you know, I'm still hand making a lot of things, but at the same time I'm also working on getting things mass produced. A couple of you who have been keeping up with my Instagram might have noticed I bought a UV printer a couple months ago, and it's really shitty. It's terrible. It can't even print on Lego, so it's just kind of sitting there being useless, and I'm just trying to get the seller to give me my money back because honestly it just does not print Lego at all. I've been outsourcing the UV printing. As many of you know, I have some printed figures for sale, Rex, Cody, and Gregor. These were printed by Minifig Madness, and I'm not going to be printing with him anymore due to some quality issues and turnaround time. However, I did start working with the Minifig Co., and they're producing my next wave of printed figures. However, when you work with third-party printing services, because they're their own business and they have their own agendas and they have their own things to take care of, turnaround time is not always guaranteed. It's actually really rare for you to get your prints on time. So the Minifig Madness was like 4 months late, and then the Minifig Co. is running almost a month late on some of the things. So we're just really trying to not be annoying, but push them to finish the products because this is the future of AV figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the capital from the printed figures that I have outsourced, and I'm going to use that to buy a better UV printer that I know can print on Lego, so that way I can produce everything in-house. There's no minimum order quantity. I can print as many designs as people want, and the best thing is that in the survey, a lot of you guys were asking for non-Star Wars figures, some things like The Witcher, Lord of the Rings, even like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, or like all these other games, The Last of Us, things like that. Games and shows that would just not be, it'd be too difficult to have them manufactured by someone else. So if I have my own UV printer, I'm able to offer those kinds of things. Once I get my UV printer, I'm going to be polling on Instagram and a lot, asking you guys what you want to see. What kind of figures you want, and then I'm going to be releasing all of them so that you guys can have the best figures on the market with the most diverse variety and not just Star Wars. The plan from there is to use the money from printed figures and the saved time from printed figures to invest in getting certain plastic injected items like helmets, weapons, helmet accessories, etc., etc. And then after that I can move on to getting printed helmets. So then if anything, I'll have a service like Cloniers Customs and Aerolite where you have all these Clone Trooper helmets, except since I have such a wide variety of figures like Cloniers Customs, I'm going to be offering all these printed helmets available for you guys. I'm hoping that this is something that I can offer you guys like next year maybe. But at this point in time, still doing decal figures, still saving them for that UV printer. I'm almost there, just a couple more months. So until we get there, I'm depending on you guys for the help. So third, I want to address the issue that I actually never really publicly told you guys my backstory or the reason what AV Figures stands for, and that's why I asked you guys, because I was just kind of curious what you guys thought my business was. So in the next coming weeks, I'm going to be preparing a lot of content that's going to really show you guys what it is that I do, why I do it, and how you can replicate it too. It's a lot more than just the dude who likes Star Wars and Legos, trust me. It's really in depth, and I want you guys to know that because it's good to know who you're buying from. I just want you guys to remember, AV Figures is not like a corporation or a company. I'm a dude, and just like you, I love Legos and I have a passion for them. But there's some extra reasons behind that, and I want to be able to spread this idea with you guys so that you guys can hopefully incorporate Legos into your life in the way that I do. So fourth, a lot of you guys were asking for a heavier social media presence on platforms aside from Instagram. As many of you know, my Flickr account has been kind of dead. The community itself is like kind of dead too. They're not as responsive, they're also not as supportive and interactive as it once was, so that's why I stick mainly to Instagram. However, I realized that Instagram pictures are not really Googleable, so for SEO purposes, I'm going to be uploading all my pictures to Flickr. However, I will probably not be interacting much on Flickr, mostly on Instagram and yes, YouTube. I know I've been saying, oh, I'm going to make YouTube content, oh, I'm going to make YouTube content, and I haven't. A lot of it comes down to I didn't know what to make, and I got lazy. However, I need to change that because YouTube is like a really good platform for you guys for me to touch base with you guys and to show you a little more in depth about everything that this brand is about. So we're going to start with Saturday weekly vlogs. I'm going to call this the AVF show. This is where I'm going to be posting things like work in progresses, behind the scenes, and all sorts of things so you guys can know what's going on and just touch base with you guys and keep you all updated. Every Friday I want to do what I'm going to call Figure Highlight Friday. I did a Battlefront 2 figure highlight video. I don't like calling them showcases because everyone calls them showcases. So I call them figure highlights. These are going to give you a better idea of what it is that you're buying instead of just pictures. And I know my website has like just the picture of the clone helmet because I haven't been able to make everything physically yet. I have the designs for them. I have hundreds and hundreds of designs, but I just haven't actually gotten around to making the physical figure. So I post pictures of the figure once they are made and decaled when they're ordered. However, until then, there's going to be helmets. So yeah, Figure Highlight is going to be able to give you a better 360 view and in-depth showcase of the figure. The first or second or some sort of Tuesday, once a month, I'm going to have Tutorial Tuesday. That's basically where I'm going to show you, sculpting techniques, casting techniques, advanced decal techniques, and all sorts of other tutorials that can help you customize your figures better. And last but not least, every Sunday I want to have a stream. So Stream Sunday, that's going to be an Instagram exclusive thing, where basically it's going to be like a Q&A type of thing where I can just touch base with you guys on Instagram, and it's more transparent engagement with you all. So some of the other changes that I'm going to be making are on my website. A lot of you said that you guys wanted to see like an all-inclusive menu where you can just see all the designs at once instead of just like Legion specific clones. So I'm going to be updating that. I'm also going to be updating and adding a Meet the Team tab where you guys are going to be able to see Republic Scout 722 and the Wolfpack Customs. Those are Hector and Jordan. Not respectively, I think I switched them. But yeah, these guys, you're going to be able to get to know them a little more and see why they are so good at applying my decals and why I chose them to be part of my team. So another thing that you guys were requesting was new casted items. So I'm really excited to let you know that I'm going to be working on a casted Infinity War lineup. This is going to be Thor's hammer, Black Widow staffs, Iron Man wings. These three items are things that you saw on Michael MGF's showcase. And then another thing that I'm going to be adding is an Infinity Gauntlet, sculpted by Sonder, casted by myself. We're also going to be offering a couple other items that are going to be really exciting, and I'm going to keep those under the wraps for now, but this is going to be a very extensive Infinity War themed lineup, and then I'll also be adding more Marvel gear that you can add to your figures over time. And hopefully this starts to expand my market, because I know I'm only clones at the moment, so I'm really trying to capture the other market of things that people like. There will also be a couple presentation changes. I know that I have a black background, and a lot of people said that they really like it. It's sleek and it brings the detail out in the figure. However, it does get a little mundane over time, so I'm going to be studying macro photography and other ways to present my figures. And excuse me? Can you focus, camera, please? So I'm going to be studying macro photography and other exciting ways to present figures so that they're more, how do you say, just so they look better. So if you're still watching, thank you so much for sticking all the way through. I know that was probably an earful, but I just realized that I really need to be more transparent with everything that I'm doing right now. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm kind of like this faceless corporation. So I really want to touch base with you guys frequently. I will see you guys on the AVF show on July 14th, where we'll talk more in detail about certain things. But thank you so much for your continued support, and I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. Alright, catch you guys later.